Hello, friend.
Welcome to Retaliation Resale.
Hey everybody, how you doing? It's Sean from Retaliation Resale. Did you like my clickbait title? Okay, forgive me, but I couldn't resist that one. In this video, I'm going to cover what I sold from the period March 7th through the 14th, so I think it's Thursday through the following Friday or whatever, and talk about why some of the items sold and some of the other things that I think make my items desirable and why they sell. So first thing I want to cover is a 2-book set by First Republic. And First Republic Bank is a bank that you may remember went out of business a year or so ago. Maybe it was a couple years ago. And they're a bank based in Silicon Valley. They were the bank to a lot of Silicon Valley firms, and the FDIC had to come in and bail them out. I think loans, or not loans, but deposits are covered up to $250,000. And the FDIC, I think, actually came in and covered over that amount, which they aren't necessarily supposed to do or don't usually do. But in this case, they did. It's interesting to note that Jamie Dimon from, Chase Bank came in, even though his bid wasn't the highest, he came in, was able to cherry pick some loans, and then the rest went to another bank. So Jamie Dimon somehow, even though he didn't have the highest bid, they got some of the best loans. But the reason I bring this up is because that is an interesting story to me. And I've got 2 books on First Republic Bank, excuse me. First Interstate Bank was a different bank, although I think they're back now in Oregon at least. But First Republic Bank, there's a couple of books on sort of the customer experience. I thought it was very amusing. I thought somebody, especially in California, would want to read these books and just kind of follow the whole story. And I think I had them listed for maybe $39.95, $34.95. I dropped the price, and within a month they sold, and they sold for $23. And one of the things that I'm going to cover is I try to price my items fairly, and I price them to move. Right now I have 180 items, and I made about $2,100, $2,200 over the last 3 months. I've only been selling on eBay for a couple of years, and I know a bunch of you right now are going, $2,200 over 3 months? Dude, I sell that in a month. Some of you might be like, I sell that in a weekend, or I sell that much in a day. Well, I'm sure that's true. I am a part-time eBayer. In fact, I sell mostly books on Amazon. I started an eBay account because I had books that I couldn't sell on Amazon that I felt had a value, and I had to find a place to sell them. And that place, that forum, was on eBay. Because if you go ahead and prorate this out, I'm selling about $8,000 worth of books, worth of media, mostly books, but a few other things, a year. Well, 2 years ago, I wasn't selling on eBay. That money, that potential money, was going to the thrift stores. I was donating my unused stock to Goodwill, to libraries, to rummage sales, benefiting churches. Until I kind of figured this whole thing out. I was like, hey, wait a minute. I think that this stuff, it has a value. How do I find those people? I'll try selling it on eBay. So, if you think about it, I was just basically giving away money for free, and I didn't even know it. So, the items that I have are sort of niche items, if you will, and I price them accordingly. I want to sell them. Maybe the other people that are buying them want them for their own use, so they want value. Maybe there are other people that always try to lowball you, and I'm like, okay, that's another reseller. That's somebody that's, tapped into some reselling program, and, it's told them, offer them a third, and then you sell it for 2/3, and you double your money, and, you could always tell because it's a weird percentage. And I'll cover some of that in some of the offers that I've received. But to get back to the title, to tie this in, You want to offer items that people want at a price that's fair. And part of the reason I can do that is I get most all of my items, probably at least 95% of my items, for free. So when you get things for free, your margins are different. And I'll cover how you can get items for free in a different video, because that's a whole other topic, and we'll be here for at least half an hour just on that. And I want to try to bang this out. I know Linda's doing the editing. She's like, Sean, shut up and move on. So let's go. First Republic Bank, those two books. As I said, I had it at a higher price. I dropped it. I had listed it on the 30th of December. Took 68 days to sell. Just over 2 months. 2 months and a week. Sold it for $23 plus shipping. I made $19.40. That was on March 7th. On March 10th, I sold Memoirs of Hoover, a 3-book set. Listed it on March 7th. It sold 3 days later. $34.99 plus shipping and handling. Profit of $27.18. Also on the 10th, I sold She Reads the Bible. This was a new navy blue Bible in the case. Listed it on 8/31. It's my longest tenured item on this sales grouping. 191 days. Sold for $13 for shipping and handling. I made $9.40. Also, on the 10th, I had a Pokemon gift card set, new, still in the original plastic. Listed it on 3/9, sold on 3/10, took 1 day, sold it for $54.95 plus shipping and handling, made $46.02. And the last item on that day was, this was a program from Dead Can Dance. And for those of you who don't know, Dead Can Dance is a band. It's the name of a band on the label 4AD out of England. And this is just the program. It covered, the band members. It has some lyrics in it, some tour dates. And basically, I think this went with a bigger set. And I said just program, no music. It did take a little while to sell. It took 7 days. I sold it for $12 with shipping and handling. It sold internationally, which basically, for me, it goes to Illinois, and then they ship it from there. Because I don't do international shipping, because I just don't want to deal with that. But eBay has a program, and they take care of all that. Made $9.06 off that. On March 11th, I sold a Hayes book manual. I believe it was for Mercedes. Listed on 2/24. That took 14 days to sell. I sold it for $32.99 plus shipping, so I made $22.44. March 12th, I sold Fundamentals of Photo. This is a Great Courses set. And Great Courses is a set, usually it's on a DVD, sometimes it's a DVD and there's a book attached. When you can get these together, still in the cellophane, they tend to move a lot quicker. Once they've been opened, I found, have to mark it down quite a bit. But I sold this set for $11.99 plus shipping, made $4.28, and it took 12 days to sell. On March 13th, I sold a Cambridge Bible, small Bible in a box, listed on 3/12, took 1 day to sell. I sold it for $12.50 plus shipping, and I made a profit of $9.58. On March 14th, one of the items that I actually paid for, and this was a Nirvana shirt, listed it on 2/19, took 23 days to sell, sold for $15 plus shipping. I made $10.60 profit. I estimated the postage a little high, and the post office, after I sent the package out, gave me a $2 credit. Post office will do that on eBay. Sometimes if you're very far off, if it's a 15-pound box and it turns out that it's 20 pounds, they'll deduct money. If you say 15 pounds postage and it's really 10, they'll generally give you a credit. So I got like a $2. I got a few bucks rebate. The cost was like $2. So I made about $10 off this item. And for me, I wanted to, it was one of my first forays into clothing. I'm planning on retiring in about a year, going to Tennessee. my business model is going to be a lot different. I'm probably going to head more towards clothing. I want to start now trying to get knowledge and learn what that whole process is like, so I don't have to start new in a new area going, oh, I don't even know how to do this. At least once I get there, if I can find the deals, I'll know how to price things, I'll know how to sell it, and all that fun stuff. So the last item was a film book, and this is a book on scheduling and budgeting. It's 8.5 by 11. Basically, it has sheets that you tear out, you fill out stuff. It's 3-hole punch, so you can tear these books out and then put them in a binder. This film book listed on 311, sold on 3. Anyway, it took 3 days to sell. Okay, so there you have it. The average is a very short period of time. 1 day, 23 days, 3 days to sell, 12 days, 14 days, 7 days, 1 day, 191 days, the big outlier, 3 days, 68 days. So items are priced to move. I understand it's easier to do that when you're getting your items for free. No matter what you're selling, car parts, clothing, books, media, there are ways to get either free inventory or cheaper inventory. Although I do pay for a few things. And using the steps that I've taken, mainly pricing things cheap and fast shipping. I want to read you some comments here. I'm just going to bring the computer over. That the small Bible I sold, the Cambridge Bible. Comment, as expected and on time. There was the Fundamentals of Photography book, the one, the Great Courses book. Excellent sellers' efforts throughout ad, pack, ship, communication, fine carrying. Sellers find is a wonderful learning set for those who have used roll film and digital method over the years. The Navy, the She Reads the Truth Bible that I sold, Navy Blue Bible. The She Reads the Truth Bible I ordered was beautiful. It was exactly as described, and I love it. Shipped out promptly. Thank you. The First Republic Bank books. Awesome seller with unique items at a great price. The books were packed carefully, which made them arrive in as described condition. Shipping was quick. Would do business with them again. A++++. The Memoirs of Hubert Hoover. Thanks for the pleasant transaction. Shipped quickly enough, and the books were in really good shape given their age. Okay, so there you go. Comments. Shipped quickly. I try to ship the same day. Most of my customers, for whatever reason, are sort of in the South, Midwest area. Tennessee, Virginia, Kentucky, Georgia. Probably 75%. A few Pennsylvania, Illinois. I had a guy bought 3 different Army books. He's in Maine. Just sold something in South Dakota and New Mexico. Those are a few outliers. Most of the items aren't to the West Coast. I live on the West Coast or the left coast, depending on how you look at it. Most of the items that I'm shipping are going towards the East Coast. They're closer to the East Coast than the West Coast. I don't know why that is. It's just worked out that way. So, and that's basically one of the ways that I'm able to make money. I'm taking items that I get for free. I'm pricing them fairly. I'm shipping them as soon as they sell. And I try to do a good job in not listing items and having to revise them and then remove them. Since I ship books to Amazon, my lower profit books, $2 or $3 profit, I sell on Amazon. If it's an older book on, let's say, the Civil War, I have some like 60-year-old book that I just listed. It's a pamphlet, but it's got some nice maps in it about the muskox of Greenland. That one we'll see, because it's only sold. There's only one other listing, and I don't think it's sold anything in the last 6 months. I have book on a telescope that I just listed. It's some Russian name, the Moscovic telescope. Now that's from the 70s. It shows lenses, and you could make a homemade telescope, but how they made lenses 50 years ago, I'm sure is totally different from how that stuff is made today. The other person listed it for like $40. I listed mine for $10 because the person that's going to buy this is not going to make the telescope. If they are, they're going to use some updated copy of the book that is a little more concise, a little more technical, and way more up to date. This book is more sort of a nostalgia book. So price things to move. Price things to sell. All right. Next video, I'm going to talk about how to get free books. This one, I just wanted to make it really quick because Linda's like, you talk too much. I'm like, no, I talk too much. If I put ice cubes in your mouth, I'd have air conditioning. Ending on a joke. No cats. They wandered off. So I'll see you next video. It's been Sean from Retaliation Resale.
Whoa!
Thank you.
Goodbye.
Let's go.